All right, we're live. We are back.
We're back. It is open number 2. Take 2.
Yes.
Seriously. All right. It is SEC After Dark, Bleav Network, y'all's conference network on the YouTube side of it. The two are married together. Just Jeb Beecham, Jake Thomas, Stephen Willis joining me tonight. Again, for the second open. We're presented by betonline.ag. BetOnline remains to be your number one betting source for all things NBA, college basketball, college football, NFL, MLB, NHL. The NBA playoffs are right around the corner, so there'll be plenty to bet on there as well. So you have live contests, latest odds, all of that stuff. You can get it right here at betonline.ag. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the website. You're going to type in that promo code Bleav. It's BLEAV. You're going to get your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit, and you're going to enjoy all of your winnings, especially if you take all the basketball bets and bet opposite of me. You will definitely win. So betonline.ag, it's where the game starts. Boys, what's going on? How are we doing tonight?
Oh, obviously not too good. The audio glitches back and forth. Jeb's just came back, so I feel like I've got some work to do before next week.
Yeah, it sounded like we avoided being a Godzilla movie, which is good, I guess.
Yeah,
right? 1950s.
Look, Godzilla. So, as Beard landed any portal targets, can basketball borrow some money from Lane's war chest? Well, that's not the basketball I thought we were going to be talking tonight, but
chat is active. Thank goodness.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
What's up, Stacey? How you doing, buddy? So trash talking.
Trash talking is not the issue. That's a non-issue. People complaining about that, they're completely wasting their time. My whole point is the fact that this became a big deal is just proof that America is essentially a sexist country where there's double standards back and forth what's going on. Because at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark and what Angel Reese did, it was a nothing burger. If it was San Diego State and UConn, it wouldn't matter to anybody. But the problem that I have with it is we have basically glorified what she did, and there was this big debate overall. Basically taking that behavior, it became like a drug. Angel Reese's Twitter followers doubled in a day. So when Jill Biden said, hey, everybody needs to come in, it's like, no, we're not going to the White House. And all of that is nothing political about it. It was just them trying to say something that had a little bit of shock value because that drug that they liked on Sunday, they needed something a little bit more outrageous to say again. And that's the problem. The trash talking, I could care less about. I mean, I couldn't care less about because, I mean, it just doesn't matter. These people watch NBA. They watch men's college basketball. It just doesn't matter that way. But whenever you use that double standard, because that absolutely is a double standard at this point, and mix in the fact that recognition and fame like that is a drug, and you're going to try and replicate that as much as possible, that's a problem. And that I kind of have a sour taste in my mouth over that.
Yeah, I hated how it was blown into something that it shouldn't have been, blown up into. I think all the talk was Angel Reese, classless. Why did she chase down Caitlin Clark? Why did she do the John Cena? You can't see me. Why did she do all that? It's classless. Just play basketball. And then you've got, Tennessee baseball bat flipping, right? Mm-hmm. Which I have no problem with. Like, it adds flair to the game. Nothing was anything extremely disrespectful done? No. So that stuff happens. Whether people want to bury their head in the sand and realize and try to think that, oh, it's such a class, thing. There's trash talk everywhere, in every sport, at every level. Football, somebody, right? I think it froze.
Yeah. Corey's email or Corey's.
That got real interesting at the end.
Yeah, it's like Windows 95 Corey.
Yeah, 56K. Oh God, constipated. Can you guys still hear me at least?
Barely.
Yeah, it sounds like sounds like Wall-E is doing it.
But I will say I agree. I think anything that brings attention to women's basketball is good for them. Oh, now Jake's glitching out real bad.
Good grief.
Wow. Yeah, we're losing them one by one.
What is going on?
How much more longer do I have? It's like knowing you're about to die. What's going to happen?
Jake just said, lost you guys. And it's like, and Corey's like Max Headroom up there. And
yeah. This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I'm with Cassidy. 5 more months till football.
Woo! Yeah, seriously. 5 more months until football.
Here we go. I think I'm back. Yeah.
So
I don't know what all you heard about my rant, but like trash talk happens all the time, and people just need to chill out about it.
Yeah.
Quit being so soft. Like
it's not like the players were upset at each other. I mean,
no,
they knew what it was.
Caitlin Clark knew exactly what it was. Caitlin Clark's going to be in some gym somewhere 3 months from now going, okay, Angel Reese, you're gonna think you can't see me, and she's hitting 4,000 jump shots, trying to get ready for the season.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, all of that stuff does not matter at all.
No, it's good for the game.
Yeah, and none of that matters. It matters the fact that there's a different standard for guys and a different standard for girls, and if you don't act like you're expected to act, people are going to have a problem with it. It's the same thing. It's the dog whistle argument. It's the 1980s thing of a thug quarterback. It's the same thing. And stuff like that is holding it back. And now the women's game had a higher rating, I think, than the men's national championship.
Men's national championship.
It was terrible. Awful. It was an awful game because I don't think this Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing blows up anywhere near where it did if the men's game was just anything relevant, anything good.
Yeah, if it was exciting. That's
true. Yeah, the men's national championship game was terrible, and I just think that double standard needs to stop. People just kind of need to get over it. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, you don't need to try and replicate and make fame, just fake it till you make it. You had your moment in the sun, continue playing basketball and do what you have to do, but don't try and go viral again by using a political means to get there because all that's going to do is
create controversy.
Yeah.
Right.
All that'll do is piss people off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword to it that, just like you said, don't try to, if the trash talk comes organically, fine, but don't try to make something more than it should be just so you can get clicks.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to get NIL, so.
Well, do you think, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, do you think she had a point with them inviting the team that lost? I mean, when does that ever happen? Championship team get invited?
That was absolutely stupid. They had to walk that back immediately. Yeah. But you don't come back and say, "Oh, we're not going to visit the White House. We're going to go to a former president's house," and that makes no sense whatsoever either. That's silly. Right. That's where you're trying to be viral.
That reeks of participation trophy too. So if I was I would be like, yeah, we're just not going to go.
But the whole thing that I said about
Joe Biden did rescind it, but
yeah,
right.
Maybe she just doesn't pay that much attention to sports and didn't realize what she was saying. I don't know. It just seems weird to even invite the runner-up team. But
Haley Van Lith talked trash the whole tournament to everybody.
Yeah,
it just was. I even think she did the "I can't see you." There was the handshake line that everybody talked about and became a viral thing for a moment. And And then Caitlin Clark did essentially the same thing. I think the game before she did the "you can't see me" thing. Mm-hmm. And there's just double standards because those two were celebrated and Angel Reese was vilified over essentially the same thing from the same people. And that's the kind of hypocrisy that I just can't deal with.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I will say, you was talking about the backflip earlier, Corey, but when somebody does that, it seems like they always get hit the next at bat, but that's the easy way out, I feel like. So
I mean, that's also part of the game. That's your response. You know, it's hey, you want to show me up? Okay, I'll show you up. Here, take one in the hip.
Well, you say that against Tennessee, somebody got kicked out of the game. The pitcher, the catcher, and the coach got kicked out for hitting a batter in the ankle.
Right.
So you can't self-police. All of a sudden, all of this is going to get out of hand.
But my thing about it is, if you don't want him to showboat you up like that, get him out the next time instead of hitting him.
Yeah. And that's the problem in college. In college, they can't let them self-police. Not if you know it's intentional. That's just too dangerous for college kids. In the NFL or MLB, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, let them. Who cares? They're adults, but you can't do that in college.
Then you need to clamp down on the celebration.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee went too far.
Just beat them, you know. I think that's what they were saying in this Iowa LSU game. If you didn't like it, then beat them.
Well, Tennessee last year, who won 50-something games, was playing Austin Peay and beating them 27-0 and bat flipping up 20 runs. That's not Austin Peay's fault. That isn't just get them.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Well, yeah, that's just bullying if you're trash talking a lesser opponent. But if it's a national championship game, I mean, I know the game was over, but if she would have done that in the run of play more, a hard foul would probably cut that stuff out. That part of the self-policing thing, you want to talk trash? Okay, here you go. Boop, hard foul. I'm gonna put you on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, nobody's asking them to be the bad boys out there. Nobody's saying that it needs to be a Bill Lambier and something completely dirty. But I mean, people are doing whenever they do this. They're doing it. They feel like they're entitled to do it, and they're not, because everything gets a reaction. The whole purpose of doing it is to get a reaction. Well, that reaction, if there is nothing that can come back on you, I mean, it's just a one-sided thing. Where that's honestly when sportsmanship comes into it. But when you can go back and forth, there's no problem. There's none whatsoever.
Yeah, you go I think a perfect scenario is you trash talk, and then at the end you show that mutual respect, hey, man, good stuff, and go on about your day. Either go be excited or go be sad.
Hey, we got a question on the chat. With the SEC potentially going to a 9-game conference schedule in the 2024 season, do you see the out-of-conference schedule staying the same with the Power 5 opponents? Ole Miss has a home-and-home series with Southern Cal coming up in a few years. Do you expect the SEC to step in and change the schedules for out-of-conference opponents? Not for Power 5 opponents. The one that's going to go away will be one of the G5 opponents.
It's a nice segue into your top point there.
Yes.
Yeah. Future spring, real games of I think. Or they might cycle out if they do our next point there before we get there. Cassidy, yes, school is out and can't be out soon enough. But real spring games are the future. You might see the FCS games coming out of the schedule and moving to the spring. If I would be a lot in favor of that. You have either two P5 games and a G5 game, or two G5s and a P5, and then move your FCS game to help out your in-state schools in the spring, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Ole Miss playing Alcorn State in their spring game, and Ole Miss Jackson State, or Ole Miss and
it would be a better thing because it's controlled. It'd be more controlled of an atmosphere. So you're not getting a 42-0 beat down at the end of the first quarter. And the team can, they'll probably structure it to where teams can get work too.
Well, no, this is where I think it's going to be different, because money drives everything. And the fact that ESPN and Fox being able to get college football content in April, they're going to take it, which means they're going to have to play a real game, which means also, though, they're going to pay for that real game. And also they're going to pay the FCS school a lot of money. So you'll still get the advantage that you were getting in the regular season. But because of that, Austin Peay or UT Martin or whoever it is going to have to come down to Oxford and take an ass whooping in April. I mean, that's the way it works. Chattanooga's going to have to go to Tuscaloosa, Austin Peay to Tennessee, Georgia. I don't even know what's an FCS school. in Georgia.
Kennesaw
Mercer. Yeah, Kennesaw State or Mercer is going to have to go to Athens. They're going to have to take it, and it's going to have to be a real game for networks to pay for it. But if they
Georgia Tech's going to have to go to Mercer.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's good. Valdosta State's going to have to go to Georgia Southern, stuff like that.
But that's a way to make the fall schedule more competitive for FBS teams, for Power 5 teams, and while also propping up those FCS programs that need those games. If you pay $900,000 for Tennessee Martin to come into your program and you call it a rent-a-win, that money can almost pay for their athletic budget.
Yeah.
So
they rely on that stuff.
Yeah, it's important.
So I'm all for it. I'm all for moving those games to the spring.
Yeah.
And leaving, and that it also leaves FCS teams to schedule G5 games to get an additional bump in their athletic budget. So like an Austin Peay could go to MTSU.
That's a good point.
Well, could I ask a question about this? Just not having done any research and not really know much about it. When you're talking about moving it to a spring game, and Steve, you're saying it has to be a real game for them to still get paid. Are we still talking about a normal game on the schedule? I mean, it's going to count.
It'll be like a bowl game. It just won't count in the records, but you'll sell tickets for it. Yeah,
it's not going to count for anything. You're just going to get TV revenue and butts in the seats.
So then, maybe more to Corey's point, it might not run the score up as bad because you're not trying to pad your stats and all that kind of thing. You're just you can use it more of like a practice game and cycle more people in and out.
It's going to look like an NFL preseason.
Oh yeah,
where they're going to clear the benches.
That makes sense. All right, I like that.
Try to discover who you have on your depth chart and line up everybody pretty much.
It'll be like a spring game except a little bit more competitive and still probably won't hit the quarterback. Yeah. In that, it'll be different in that regard. Probably is what I anticipate.
Yeah.
Well, the way we're going, give it another 10 years, and we won't be hitting quarterbacks anyway. So
that's true.
Definitely going down that path.
Well, according to Tom Brady, you hadn't hit him in 10 years.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure Grady Jarrett resembles your remark, Jake.
So how is y'all's MLB season starting off?
Oh, the Braves are
killing it, dude.
Fire.
We're all Braves fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, besides Steven, he's a lifelong Detroit Tigers fan. So, yeah.
As of a month ago. Is that yet another? How many hats do you have, dude?
I have 3.
You have every hat that was ever made for the Detroit Tigers?
No, I have 2 spring training hats. That's a spring training hat, and I have one that's like decorative spring training with a white one, and then I have the official hat.
Mm-hmm. You need to get like the official alternate hat from like the late 90s where it's like the orange bill and the big D with the tiger coming through it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can get that one. Yeah. No, the Cardinals, they did the F around and find out scale on running on Ronald Acuna.
Oh, that was an awesome throw.
Which, by the way, because I go all in, and I am going all in on this, I paid for the MLB.TV package. Mm-hmm. All the teams, but everything. But they have a recap show that's an hour long that they release every morning of the previous night's game. And I've just been watching that. And honestly, it's just like SportsCenter used to be.
It's like every game in an hour.
Yeah, just highlights of the game. Like if there's 15 games in an hour, I mean, it's like might be 2 or 3 minutes, but it's like every major play, home run, catch. Like I saw Acuna just completely own people on the base paths, and it's
Matt Olson just raking at the plate.
So I forgot who played left field today for the Braves. It might have been Rosario, but he also threw a guy out at home today. So
yeah, Rosario is also.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, the team y'all don't want to face, the Tampa Bay Rays.
They're on fire.
Oh my!
Yeah, they're on fire
goodness.
Too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're good.
I don't think we play them, so that works out.
All the number one draft picks.
Steve, if you went with the Marlins, dude, their throwback uniforms, man, they should just stick with those.
Oh my goodness, that was right. I think it was right before I quit watching, because '94 is what lost me.
Those throwback uniforms.
They're so good. Yes, so good.
I had a Marlins hat. I bought a Marlins hat just because it looked cool, not because I'm a Marlins fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, because they came in the same time as the Rockies, and both of those uniforms just looked fantastic from the beginning.
Yeah. Rockies kind of held strong.
Yeah. Now the Marlins, they're good in their own way. I like their Vice City uniforms. They look, it's not. I don't think that's what they're called, but it looks like
Miami Vice. Hit new show. Little Euro trip reference for you guys.
America #1 new show.
Yeah. I think Shohei Ohtani is going to go to the Dodgers.
Either the Dodgers or Yankees.
Yeah, because you're thinking about how everybody in the U.S. in the Eastern and Central time zone, you might want to move them over here to do that. But the fact of it is, I would love to know the numbers that he pulls in Japan. And they probably want the time zone as close to Japan as possible. So I don't know if he's going to lead the Pacific zone.
Well, with the way the Padres have been spending money with Machado and Tatis, he may go to San Diego.
I was sitting there watching the Padres and the Diamondbacks play. Petco's a nice park.
It's up there. It's voted as one of the best parks in Major League Baseball.
It's a really nice park.
Cash, bringing you some popcorn. Get your popcorn ready. Truist Park was ranked 17th.
Really?
Yeah. For actual ballparks, which.
Yeah. Well, Chauncey, to answer that question, they do have money. They're trying to
they don't have Dodger money or Yankee money.
They don't, but Max Fried is on his last year of his contract, so I figured he would probably get a max deal from the Braves this year.
The Braves won't spend like the Yankees will or the Dodgers. No. They just won't. They just that's the problem. They spend better than they used to, but they won't.
But we get all of our players through trades pretty much. So and then re-sign them to and keep them for a long time. But I tell you, man.
Like we lost Duvall to the Red Sox because we wouldn't outbid with them.
I would say this. I love Max Fried, but to me, we got to keep Spencer Strider, or as I call him, Spencer Slider, as long as we can right now. Because, dude, he's got nasty stuff. That first game he pitched, my gosh, was an absolute beauty.
He pitched a gem, dude.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has a favorite baseball player, and she doesn't even like baseball, but she has a favorite baseball player because of the World Baseball Classic.
Javi Lopez? No, he retired a long time ago.
No. Let's see. What is Mrs. Stephen Willis's favorite baseball player?
Mike Trout.
No. Not on the U.S., not on Team Japan.
Mike Piazza?
He's going to be Hispanic. I know her type.
Well, Ed Reed doesn't fit that.
Oh, that's true. Football's different.
Y'all have no idea how.
Favorite for a long time.
Y'all have no idea how well y'all are dancing around this.
Okay, so somebody on the Dominican team.
No.
Venezuelan team?
Nope.
She an Acuna fan?
No.
The Puerto Rico?
Cool, but...
Nope. It's Mexico.
Italian? That's Mexico?
Wow, no, I would have guessed Puerto Rican.
Who's Mexican? Like every player I like or every player I know of.
He plays for the Rays.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't know their roster. I'm done.
Randy Arozarena.
Yeah.
Yeah, would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
He robbed a home run in the World Baseball Classic and just stopped and hammed for 45 seconds. And after that, Becky was like, "Okay, I'm hooked."
No, if Becky really wants to watch some fun baseball, tell her to watch Ronald Acuna and Ozzie Albies play together.
Oh, dude, their antics in the dugout is awesome.
They make baseball fun.
You know, even though my wife has a bobblehead of Javier Lopez,
not a lick of English between the two of them.
Yeah, hanging on our mantle. She does not root for the Braves and will not root for the Braves.
Yeah,
what is with
I don't
you
understand
in the Braves?
I think she has a weird rivalry with her mom.
Yeah,
and I
our
think
love
that
of
might have
Braves
some.
comes from our mom's side of the family. I know that's weird, but it is. It's true.
All right, we got a question. We got a question on Facebook real quick. Which SEC team is your dark horse team to make some noise in the upcoming season? Which SEC head coaches do you see being on the hot seat this year?
Ooh, I'm gonna take this one. Vandy is it? No. No, we talked about it last week. We talked a good bit about South Carolina being a dark horse. I still think that they. I think Kentucky is somebody to watch out for in the East. In the East with Devin Leary. I about call him Dennis O'Leary. Arkansas, I think, is a team that's going to give some people some fits, maybe. And then
I think the dark horse is A&M.
I was going to ask now because Tennessee has to play A&M
for what
this
the
year.
Independence
Are they going to
Bowl?
rebound from last year's debacle?
No, I think Jimbo's on a hot seat.
If Jimbo,
hot seat.
Jimbo's the hot seat portion of that question. There's no doubt about that. But if he can just
you consider
take
Ole
his
Miss?
hands off of it, just takes his hand off of it, and just lets Bobby Petrino cook, A&M and Connor Weigman has a chance to be really, really good.
But he won't
do that.
Oh no, but
he's a martyr.
And until he does it, you have to admit that he can.
But he cannot take he cannot do that. He cannot take his hands off it. He just can't do it.
Yeah,
he's incapable.
He's in the same boat as the WWE is in with Vince McMahon right now. Vince has come back, got his hands in and everything. Now everybody's leaving. Supposedly.
By the way, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah,
the UFC going in with a scripted entertainment organization. Let's just take the legitimacy out of UFC altogether, because that's what that is going to do if that becomes linked.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to start having crossovers? People just showing up in the octagon.
Let's talking about Conor McGregor coming on WWE now. So
John Cena walks into the octagon. He realizes
Undertaker. That'd be great.
They realize it's a real fight, and they're like, "Wait a second."
Yeah.
The only one that would do well is like Brock Lesnar.
Because he's done it before.
Yeah.
He's a maniac.
Miz,
I love Brock
Lesnar.
Yeah, Miz getting beat by Pat McAfee. I know it was scripted, but that was hilarious.
That was fun. Yeah. And Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg.
That was crazy.
That was.
Snoop Dogg threw a frickin' Snoop Dogg. I was like, oh, he knows wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
Stacey, Miraza Reina might be from Cuba, but he played for Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Cuban defector.
There's a lot of them.
His name's Randy, though. Come on, I just think South Park.
Randy. Do you think
this is America?
Sorry, this is America. All right, hot seat, Jimbo. I think Jimbo's hot seat. Do you think? All right, who else is hot seat? Do you think Mark Stoops is hot seat?
Sam Pittman.
You think Sam Pittman's hot seat?
Mm-hmm. If he wins, if he has another year like last year, this year he's in trouble, because there's already the moment he was hired, they were ready to get rid of him because he didn't have the background. He wasn't a head coach. It was kind of like the whole Ed Orgeron thing. So whenever they have an excuse to get rid of him, they will. Absolutely. I've seen it with David Cutcliffe.
Do you think Drinkwitz?
No.
No.
I don't think he does. I don't think so either.
Zach Arnett.
Give him more time.
Yeah, Zach Arnett has a few years still.
Yeah.
Billy Napier, if he rolls out another year with a loss to Vanderbilt, he.
It's true.
Yeah, it could get real ugly down there in Gainesville for him.
Yeah.
I don't think Cart Lee's on any kind of hot seat, because Vandy's going to keep him as long as he stays.
I think Vandy's going to win 6.
I think they can too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only hot seat he's on is if he accidentally sits on a bench outside in July.
Yeah.
I know they have a winning record against Texas, but do they also have one against Auburn?
Maybe.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, Clark Lee is definitely not. That team is improving a great deal.
Yeah, and that quarterback, A.J. Swan, all day. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they just build more depth, they will be just fine. They'll be actually like if they continue on this trajectory, that they might be the answer to our dark horse question. Not yet, but they might be.
Hey, if Vandy goes to the Birmingham Bowl or the Liberty Bowl, that is Coach of the Year territory for Clark Lee. Period.
I agree.
Yeah,
because what he took over
it was beyond a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean it was a
like Coach Yerry taking over Ole Miss women's program bad. Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't know what's worse than a dumpster fire, but whatever it is, it was what Clark Lee took over.
I think a tire fire is worse than a dumpster fire.
What about a tire fire in a dumpster fire?
Ooh, I think it would be a dumpster fire and a tire fire.
No, because the tire would be inside the dumpster, and both things are on fire.
Okay, I know I ask y'all this every week. Have y'all watched 1923?
Not yet. I started Yellowstone over because I hadn't seen all of it, so I'm going to finish it. I'm in season 3 right now, and then I'll start 1923 next.
No, if you're doing this, you got to go to 1883 and then 1923.
Okay, well, I'll do that then because you're right. I came out first. So
give me the progression, Steve.
I'm going to watch it all.
The order in which you need to watch it, is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to watch at least enough Yellowstone so you can understand the characters. They don't really necessarily have flashbacks or anything, but you need to watch enough just to understand it. Then watch 1883. That's the ultimate origin story. That's where you can find the history of everything that's gone on, because Yellowstone's about the largest ranch owner in the United States. How did that ranch get that big? And it starts with coming in. 1923, he's got Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren, freaking fantastic. Timothy Dalton, Braun from Game of Thrones is in it.
Was this before Helen Mirren started at MI6?
No, this is recent, I think. Yeah. So
no, that was Dame Judi Dench, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow. This season they ran out of ideas and the prequels are better, Stacey. Yeah, this season of Yellowstone is terrible, and it's been terrible for about terrible for about 3 seasons.
And this is all on Paramount Plus.
Yellowstone's on Peacock. Paramount Plus has 1883 and 1923.
See, I only have Peacock on one TV, so I can't watch it while I'm working. So I can only watch this at night. So that's why it's going slow, but I'm getting there.
I was too busy watching Beavis and Butthead.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah. If anybody has seen 1923 in the chat, post on it, because I need somebody to talk to about it. Nobody has seen it, and it's just fantastic. It's amazing.
Steve just reminiscing about his 21st birthday.
Yeah, seriously.
1923.
Yeah.
Stephen, I'm surprised as much as you work, you have time to watch TV.
Hey,
all these podcasts.
It's amazing. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm actually about to start another one. As a producer, and since I'm just gonna it's going to be an Ole Miss baseball podcast with Derek Vandigra. Yeah,
nice.
Is it picked up by the Locked On Network?
No. It'll probably end up on this channel on the Y'all's Conference Network.
Oh, okay. So
but it'll be an Ole Miss baseball podcast. But it won't be me. You won't see my face on it. It'll just be run by me behind the scenes. But it'll look like it's his setup, his stage, everything.
Yeah, you're just going to give him the link and say, here you go.
Just go.
Buddy. Give your hot takes.
Yeah,
hot takes.
He's really excited about it. He's texted me 2 or 3 times tonight.
Nice.
Stacey said he'll watch 1923 tonight.
Yeah, Stacey, thanks, buddy. Next week we'll talk about it.
Who's in 1880? Someone famous is in that one.
Who does
Tim McGraw
Mississippi State Locked On?
Tim McGraw.
I got a fun story about this, Chauncey. Bo Bounds did 4 episodes of the Mississippi Locked On program and quit.
Wow.
So am I back in?
Yeah, really.
I was about to do that, Chauncey.
Yeah.
I cut a demo for that, Chauncey.
Yeah, Blackerby just had a kid, so he's not going to be doing anything for a few months.
Yeah,
but maybe by football season we can bring him in.
Yeah. What's up, Jason?
Who does the Locked On Tennessee? Because y'all make this look easy. I feel like I could do a podcast.
Eric Kane, he does a fantastic job. I think he works for VolQuest. Yeah,
I can't compete with fantastic job.
Yeah,
and we have a Bleav in Tennessee with Kyler Kerberson. So,
of course, everybody wants to do Tennessee.
Yeah. If you want to do Tennessee, hey, we can do it on the Y'all's Conference Network.
Oh, there you go.
Just like that.
There you go.
Locked on Jeb. It's just Jeb locked on Googling with Jeb.
That's
locked on normal guy.
Locked on that dude.
Just a dude.
Just a dude.
Just a guy.
I can find things to ramble on about.
Welcome back to Just a Dude podcast.
We're talking Tennessee and
Locked on Jeb.
Locked On has fantastic hosts. Well, the Bleav In Georgia Dawgs podcast is the fastest growing Georgia podcast on the market.
Listen to Corey.
Look at my numbers, and that'll tell you. I had a total of like 1,000 views since I started the channel, and then February 1st to now I have like 30,000 views.
And it's amazing whenever you change, because I'm not going to take credit for it, Corey, because you obviously did what you had to do, but you kind of did the Locked On model, right?
Yeah, I haven't done a show every day. You know, it's the off season, and Israel's a middle school baseball coach, so it's sometimes kind of tough to get him. But I think we're just trying to put out more content right now while we can. I think in season, if I can't get Israel, I'll do a solo show for a particular a night. But we have a plan, so we're going to do 3 to 5 shows a week. Probably is the goal. Maybe build up to 5, I guess. I don't know, but we're gonna just try to get in where we fit in. I mean, he's busy. They just won a state championship last year, and they're going for a repeat down there at Ware County.
Nice.
Hey, Kaysen, Luke, and Jimmy came. Luke came on my show last year and actually picked Ole Miss to win the game. So, he was a good dude for me. So I was very impressed with Luke. He also traveled to games like the Texas game and things like that. Like after the Texas game, we call them nows, and it's like 60-second videos of just a recap of what's happened. His now was absolutely hilarious after that Texas game.
I will say the SEC After Dark has some amazing hosts too. I mean, where else do you see one of the hosts of a prominent show like this eat popcorn on air?
That's a good point.
I mean, would you rather look at Bama Locked On, or would you rather Tide Talk Live, where they probably have a feast on air?
Well.
Man, Cassidy is going all in with Georgia. I think Cassidy's becoming a lifelong Georgia fan.
She is.
She is. I'm here for it.
She's a front runner.
She's been a lifelong Georgia fan.
Jumps from Alabama to Georgia. It's real tough, Cassidy.
All it took was a couple national championships. I like it.
That's right, baby. That's right. That's what we do. Our bandwagon is just rolling through like a motorcycle gang through a town. Just running through, just picking up people left and right.
Yeah, Cassidy, lifelong Georgia fan.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Since last year.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, if we grow any faster, I'm going to have to get a separate studio. Invite all you guys up, and we could do a all live in person SEC After Dark.
Nice. Like
Burton Studios.
We could have an SEC After Dark and an SEC Daily Show.
SEC Daily, that's right. I just got to be able to build up a revenue stream enough to sustain just being able to just crank out podcasts all day.
Stacey, if it makes you feel any better, you watch 100% of my shows.
Yeah, we all do, Jeb.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The best ones are when you co-host with Mr. Commodore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly the easiest ones anyway.
Well,
those get a lot of hits.
Yeah, I mean, we got a ton of views because we had a live mascot.
It just goes up, yeah.
For everyone that listened, and we had all this problem, but Corey came in like 1 minute before he was supposed to get in, and we had Albert
like
from
always.
Florida all queued up and ready to go. Corey got in just under the gun.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I don't want to look at alligator either. So thank you.
It's been a busy day. I lost track of time. I was like, oh crap, I get in here. I always like Georgia. To be honest, guys, my daddy is Bama. My mom is Auburn.
Huh? That's
Well, I got a fun
Somehow
fact.
birth to Georgia.
I got a fun story about that.
What's that?
Cassidy's on her dad's side, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, it is her dad's side. At 12 years old, she had like an uncle who just walked from Georgia over to Alabama to settle here. Walked by himself. This is like in the early 1900s, I Bleav. And nobody knows anything about that side. Well, we still don't know they have any family in Georgia.
Steve, that's rude of you. You could have offered to walk with him.
You guys joke, but my family moved to Mississippi like in like the early 1800s from Georgia, in between Atlanta and Athens.
There you go.
So I could have walked over at the same time, and they just got there first. It could have been a situation like, what's that Tom Cruise movie where they were looking for land in Oklahoma with Nicole Kidman? Far and away. Yeah, a situation like that where they just beat them, and I ended up in Mississippi.
You're like, it's the land of the. Oh, it's just Mississippi. Damn it.
Now we have a lot of Alabama people in the chat, okay, and this is not trash talk towards Alabama people at all.
Yeah,
but Mississippi and Alabama used to be the Mississippi territory. It all used to be one separate area. Mississippi actually fought to cut off their state in half and just had that because there was nothing of note to settle on the other side of it. And that would become Alabama. So Mississippi's first impression of that land was, no, you guys can have it.
It's all yours.
I 100% believe that. No offense.
Sorry, Alabama.
It's not a long walk, Jason. I know who that family is. That's 7 minutes up the road.
And besides, Georgia and Alabama border each other. That walk could have been like 30 steps. We don't know how long it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Could have walked half a mile down Highway 85.
What is it like? Warner Robins to Auburn or whatever, something like that?
No, Columbus to Auburn.
Columbus to Auburn. Yeah, it's just like okay. My family walked all the way from Columbus to Auburn.
It's like 3 miles. It was closer from my house where I grew up. It was closer to Auburn than it was to UGA.
Now I have family that live about 3 miles from each other. One's in Tennessee and one's in Alabama. So
there you go.
I understand.
I mean, Alabama has and Tennessee share Ardmore together. You step on across one line, you be in one state. You step on the other side, you're in another state.
It's like Gulf Shores, the Floribama.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to take I-24. You're in Georgia, then in Tennessee, then in Georgia, then in Tennessee. Never left the road.
Yeah.
Now, with me being a lifelong Detroit Tigers fan, one thing that I've noticed recently is I want to go to the town that's like, it looks like it's like 30 miles north of Athens and go to Ty Cobb's hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Commerce?
No, it's something else. It's like Roslyn or something like that. But there's a museum there. There's a mausoleum there. And it would be kind of cool to see that.
No, Case, and Auburn is in Georgia.
Narrows, Georgia.
It is in West Georgia. My bad. It is the University of West Georgia.
Yeah, Carrollton.
And the University of East Georgia is Auburn. Oh, that'd be West. My bad.
Yeah, the University of East Georgia, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
We forgot the C. Now we're just Southeast after dark.
Mm-hmm.
Southeast geography after dark.
Welcome to Southeast geography. If you didn't get a geography lesson today in school, kids, here you go.
Yeah, seriously.
We're here for you.
Stacey said an SEC Daily Show would be bussing too. So.
It would be bussing.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Make it happen, Corey.
Maybe so. Depends.
Narrows, Georgia.
Did you not just hear what I said, Steve?
No.
You clearly weren't listening to me.
No.
Yeah,
I was probably just trying to look that up.
I get it. I've dealt with this for years sitting next to you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I could have a whole conversation with you and you would not hear a single word of it.
Yep.
Have a whole conversation with Steven and he says nothing and I ain't paying attention.
And then he's like, "What?"
Are you talking?
And then he says,
Huh? What?
I think I got mad at you like the first time you did that. Before I learned that you just you just get in your zone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now I've always been that way. Becky, for about the first 5 years of our marriage, that bothered her, but now I think she enjoys it. She can just whenever she realizes that I'm there, she can just have a conversation about whatever and tell me she said it later.
And Stacey says Steve was a young pup in the 1800s.
When I was a young warthog. Armando Galarraga's no hitter. Oh, Steve, as a lifelong Detroit Tigers fan, you have to go. Man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a documentary on MLB TV about that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
I need to look at that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Who was that? Jim Joyce who made that call?
Yeah.
Yeah, worst call in his career probably, and he made a lot of them.
He's like Joe West before Joe West.
Yeah.
If you know an umpire's name, it's not good.
Yeah. And what's so bad is Galarraga, after that, his career just plummeted. Is he didn't he could have had that no-hitter and his career still could have plummeted, but that just mentally scarred him, it seemed like.
It did. He was done after that. It didn't go. Yes, I play golf.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
at one point in Steve's life, he played golf.
Yeah, I used to play with Corey. Now I don't play by myself.
Yeah, you were starting to get pretty good.
Yeah, and I used to enjoy going to Forest Crossings in Nashville. That was one of my favorite golf courses.
Down in Franklin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got to sit and I'm trying to learn right now. We'll have to start going out again.
I haven't played in like 3 years. I haven't played since COVID, and so I've pretty much I feel like I got to relearn the game.
And that's what I'm starting all over.
Need an on-course vlog from S.
I think from a golf course. Somebody asked me for something about the Masters. And I'm like, you're kind of barking up the wrong tree on that one.
Stacey, we need to take them to Quail Creek down here. Yeah, we have a golf course near here it's awful.
Yeah, me and Jeb's in the heart of golf course heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true in Florida, man. Lord.
There's some nice ones down there.
Yeah, for sure. You drive through his golf course.
Yeah.
I love Florida courses because there's like little water everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you run the risk of getting eaten by an alligator if you don't hit the fairway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know. I'm going for that.
I'm hitting
Chubb's looking at one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way it is.
Rip my hand off.
That's number one rule of Florida is whenever you see water, assume there's an alligator nearby.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
true. Just go off of that assumption and act like, That's probably one of the reasons I haven't played golf is just because once it gets near the water, it might as well be dead center. And I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not going after it.
Yeah.
I'll take a 2-stroke penalty and drop in the middle of the fairway.
Or you could do like what's that PGA golfer that smacked the gator on the tail and the gator shot into the water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of them jumped and got scared. The other one, he went up there and tapped it and went in the water.
We have golf courses, miniature golf courses here that have no bumpers.
Oh, wow.
On the sides, yeah.
And, wow, that'd be tough. That's a challenge right there.
So when you get rejected by the clown's mouth, it just
there
goes
is
off the course.
There is no clown's mouth on that one.
Casing.
Yeah. It looks like a real putting type green, but it's just like fake hazards and no bumpers on the sides. And it's like, I'm not going to do that. I'll shoot like 150, and that'd be so embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the clown's mouth.
Give me the clown's
45. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I always enjoyed playing golf. We played at in Panama City. I'd play every time I went down there. Those courses were a lot of fun.
Okay, Corey, we need to back up because our chat right now is getting kind of fun. Jake.
Okay. Yes.
Take it away, Jake.
Jake.
I will plead the fifth.
Ain't no Fifth Amendment here, Jake. Story time, boys and girls. Story time.
I remember nothing.
Yeah. It was a complete accident.
No.
I was there to get my clothes off
That
of
pond came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I went up a hill and it was right there. I mean, something like wasn't expecting. But
Like body of water.
Pretty sure it was sabotage.
The water ran out in front of you.
yeah.
The pond just jumped right out.
Your mom is saying how.
It's you know when you and your buddies start talking and you're looking for your golf ball and forget where you're at, and no, alcohol was not involved this go around.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, Casey. You're the one that started it, so. Why is it that my whole family is on here tonight? This is bullcrap. Why would y'all's family get on here and start telling some of y'all's secrets?
Because Cassidy is a stellar assistant producer.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Don't tell my family about this.
And Cassidy, yes, I want to go to the GA game too. I don't think I'm
Becky's been asleep since 8:30.
Yeah, that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
She goes to bed.
Yeah, Laura's been asleep too. So.
Man, I'm promoting the show, get my whole family on here, and I just get blasted. So
They're trying to get ratings. We're going to get 1,000 views now. Thanks.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell that story.
that's right.
We'll push it out on social. We'll create a YouTube short.
Me,
Jake and myself had to push two rather large fellas in the golf cart out of the mud hole one time.
got covered in mud. Oh, it was so funny. Oh my gosh. We was all playing golf together. We was doing like a foursome, and me and Stacey was in one golf cart, and those two were in the other. And we went like the opposite way. We went to the right, and they went to the left. And we looked over there, and they're just bogged down, and they're just motion like, just come here. We get over there. I mean, they're just stuck. we got mud. I mean, this is like, I think it was like hole number 4. So we had to play the rest of the round and. With mud all over us. So it is what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Muddy
Steve saw me
Alabama.
snap a sand wedge.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I went Fernando
Island
Tatis
green,
on my back. Huh?
Was that Island Green?
Yes.
Yeah.
At Forest Crossing. Yes, it was.
And that golf course Casey's mentioned, that's our local golf course here. And yeah, you just have to see it to understand all these stories. They have sand bunkers there with no sand in them.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, as somebody that grew up in South Mississippi, some of the municipal courses in like small counties, I remember what the McGee City course looked like.
Yeah, Stacey's right. No words could adequately describe it.
If it ain't Augusta National, I don't want to play it.
Oh, that's my lifelong dream, but that will never happen.
Yeah. I almost played Sawgrass.
Somebody said,
nice.
Stephen, am I going to the Morgan Wallen concert in Oxford later this month? No, I actually live in Central Florida, Justin.
I didn't know he was a Morgan Wallen fan.
I didn't either.
Lifelong as of today.
Yeah, apparently lifelong fan as of today.
Love it.
Oh my God. Cassie said that her mom's going to be in the chat next week. God help me. I probably won't be on next week. It's my birthday week. I'm not going to be on.
No,
I'll be here. Yeah. We'll just block her.
I worked at at Quell throughout high school. Got a call to the pro shop one day telling me a horse had wandered onto the number 17 fairway.
Yes. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I remember that. Yeah. It's a goat ranch. Yes. I mean, you can't deviate where the fairway is to where the rough is, because I mean it's all just a rough patch.
Yeah. I swear, once you guys get ready to go, I mean, we might need to do an extra show a week or something, and just to do a reaction show to you guys watching 1923.
Oh gosh.
All
right. I'll be 32, Stacey, next Friday.
32. Good grief. Do you know how old you were, Jake, when I graduated high school?
I probably wasn't even born yet.
No, you were born.
That bad.
You were born. Well, no, yeah, you were born. Just
barely.
You might have been 3.
Okay.
What year did you graduate high school?
94.
Hey, you're 3 because I was born 91.
I was finishing 4th grade.
Yeah.
Case is a damn y'all old. Yes, we know.
Oh, I'm an old man. And people like to, especially younger people, talk about how old I am, and like that's an insult. It was like, no, I'm at the age now where all of the things that you're worried about, I'm not. I'm through it.
Gen X. We were never that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom, you're not coming in this house, and I guess this week when I'm off, I'm putting a lock on my door. To my game room here. You can't get in.
Well, we will definitely put you on.
Yeah.
Steve, how many inputs do we have?
Yeah, really. I can this link out. I want all these people.
Yeah, I can have up to 7, I think.
Nice.
All right, Cindy.
Yes.
What's your email, Cindy?
So I'm pretty fired up. But seriously, whenever you guys get ready to do 1923, we might do something. Just kind of a watch recap of what's going on.
So you're all in 1923.
Oh, it's my favorite show of all time.
I got you.
And it's not it's not the best show of all time. It's just my favorite show of all time.
It won't be long till I'm ready for it. I'm tearing through Yellowstone. I only started Yellowstone this week, and maybe like Friday.
If I don't watch Yellowstone,
like season 3, so
will I understand it?
You will if you watch 1883 first.
Nah,
because you need to have a background on who these characters are.
Gotcha.
What they're fighting for, and all that.
My mom, I guess, has watched 1923. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
She can take my place in that show.
You have a show with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, and they ended up being completely upstaged by the series.
Wow.
Question on Facebook: how's Chris Beard doing recruiting the portal? Slowly. I've heard rumors back and forth. I've heard the thing about where Ole Miss was looking at Wes Flanagan as a potential assistant coach, and that they might have a chance to bring his son in. But we'll have to see what happens.
Favorite show of all time is The Blacklist.
Stacey, I love that show for a long time, but to me it's like Lost, where they just keep asking all these questions and they never give you any answers. And after a while, I just got ticked off and I had to stop watching it. They don't tell you who Red is. They never tell you who Red is. And I think they're in like season 10 now. They still won't tell you who he is. It made me too mad after a while.
Best show on TV. And they brought it back. Beavis and Butthead. No.
Yes. Beavis and Butthead do America.
Obviously I check my brain at the door when I watch that show, but God almighty, I laugh so hard.
It's stupid fun. You're right.
It's the dumbest show on the planet. But it is hilarious.
When I was growing up, there was a cartoon show that came out called Ed, Edd and Eddy. That was pretty dumb too.
I'm too old for that, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, I never really got into that one. Family Guy is obviously the best animated show on the planet.
Oh, Family Guy! I mean, yeah,
love Family Guy.
Yeah. I actually left Family Guy when they killed off Brian, but they brought him back, so I kind of got back into it again.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
A Million Ways to Die in the West is my low key, like you feel guilty about watching, but you enjoy it movie?
Hell no. Mine's Nacho Libre. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So dumb, though.
That guy who did Family Guy, everything he does is good because the Orville's a really good show too. He's just hilarious. So
yeah, he's a good writer.
Justin, I am absolutely looking forward to Matthew McConaughey and whatever role he is going to have on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Steve just hopes it's shirtless.
If you watch 1923, I have theories of who he is going to be. That's the reason I'm excited about Matthew McConaughey. I have theories based off of 1923 of who he is actually going to be.
Yeah,
so Yellowstone's going to keep going. They just started doing all these prequels.
Ooh, Napoleon Dynamite, yes.
I think
guilty pleasure too.
All the American Pie series, all them.
That's not a guilty pleasure though. Those movies are just awesome.
Yeah. They need something a little different in Yellowstone because they're kind of rehashing the same plots.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. Like I said, that's kind of what happened with Blacklist. It just after a while, it just went too long.
Yeah.
So,
Casey brought up Going with the Wind. Have you ever seen that? But I also want to say one of my favorite TV shows of all time is Lonesome Dove.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Becky would 100% agree with you on that.
That's
Lonesome Dove.
That is Becky's jam.
Yeah.
Does it come on after Matlock?
Maybe
after Perry Mason.
Yeah.
In between Perry Mason and Price is Right.
Hey, I actually liked Gone with the Wind. I thought it was a decent movie.
It was good. Yes, I loved it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same old classic Gone with the Wind?
Yeah, the one that's been playing. Well, probably not anymore at that theater in Atlanta for 100 years.
Yeah, it's in like the top 100 movies of all time.
That's it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But I probably like that movie for reasons other than normal people. I think I just like how terrible of a person Scarlett O'Hara is.
Yeah, she really is.
She's just a terrible person.
Jake, I know you probably watched this weekend and I missed it. What was your favorite match from WrestleMania?
I didn't get to see Night 2. I still got to go back and watch it since I got Peacock, but Night 1.
So you can see Edge?
Yeah, I missed
George Kittle coming out of the stands.
Yeah, that was funny. But
that's hilarious.
Dude,
how did my boy Rey Mysterio do?
He won. He beat down.
He got the award for best entrance. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
The entrance, man. He brought back Eddie's theme, and man, that place went electric.
Eddie Guerrero's? Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Brought a tear to my eye, man. Eddie's still loved by the WWE community, but.
I remember him back because I used to watch back in like the 90s and early 2000s and stuff. And then
Stacey, are you talking about Yellowstone? Are you talking about Yellowstone or Gone with the Wind?
Probably Gone with the Wind.
Because Yellowstone would be a better burn.
Yeah, my favorite match was probably KO and Sammy. You know, just them winning the titles and all that storyline right there has just been amazing.
I had that. I don't know what Saturday and Sunday were bad for me because I'd had people over all week, and I was so tired from walking around Disney World and stuff. I just ended up sleeping all day. I just didn't even watch it. And I really should have. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah. Kaysen used to do the RVD little taunt. RVD. When we was kids.
When I was playing 14-year-old baseball, I did the DX.
Oh yeah.
That was so much fun.
That was how my coach ended the signals for me. You know how like some coaches like clap and they point or whatever. He did the DX.
Yeah.
Suck it. Well, okay, coach, got it.
Yeah. Stacy's admitting that Stacey thinks I was at the live premiere of Gone with the Wind. That's a fun thing. He thinks it's
30s or 40s. That was it.
Yeah, that's back when I called them moving pictures.
Yes, hey, we're going to go to this motion picture called Gone with the Wind, see? Yeah.
Is that the black and white film that you...
Starring Charlie Chaplin, yeah.
Casey has a cool question. Tell me Logan Paul lost.
Yeah,
Cassidy,
that's just embarrassing that he's on wrestling. I'm sorry.
I do not agree, Cassidy. Beth, in any situation, would be in prison.
Yeah.
Other than that TV show.
I like that character, though.
Yeah.
She is... there's something about her. I like it too.
But
I think she's the one.
You'll see by Jeb. She's going. It's just about to start getting annoying.
Well, that's probably true. Because it wouldn't take much for her to get annoying from what I've seen so far. But like even the situations where I think she's just a terrible person, I don't think it's always her being terrible underneath.
I think Cassie's in season 2. I think what she's at.
Okay, season 2 is fantastic. I can watch season 2 again. I mean, it was that good. And season 3 was pretty good as well. Season 4 and 5, it's like, hey, didn't we already do this?
But even some of her awfulness, like where she's trying to run off Casey and stuff like that near the beginning, she keeps trying to tell him to go away. I think in the end she's doing that because she actually thinks he could be a decent person and she doesn't want him to turn into their dad, that kind of thing. Like I don't think she's all awfulness. Now, how she treats Jamie is pretty god awful, but I don't know. She's trying to encourage him to kill himself and stuff. I don't know. But that's just a minor thing.
Yeah. So from the chat, it sounds like we need to have a movie night where we just talk about Yellowstone.
It honestly wouldn't be a bad idea just to have live streams on here going back and do rewatches of Yellowstone and 1883 and 1923. And we could just sit here and do like one a week. And just start
at the beginning. My mom said her character is based on, my mom is a witch with a capital B. So, that makes sense.
I love that you're protecting our clean rating, Jake.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes,
love you're pursuing it.
But Office is a good show.
Oh yeah.
Yellowstone out at the dark.
So we are.
The worst character on Yellowstone is Monica, and I will die on that hill.
What about Ross and
is that
Rachel?
Casey's wife?
Yes.
The Native American.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's been fine up through season 3. I didn't like the whole storyline with her getting the head wound and stuff, but they didn't drag it out. So,
well, did you see the one where she was teaching?
Oh well, yeah. But most of the teaching stuff I didn't mind. There was one where she basically told all of her students that they were just hopeless and walked away home or something. But that was pretty bad. But
I will say this: once y'all get to season 4 and season 5. Monica is not the worst character anymore. They've kind of figured out what to do with her, but that is essentially making her disappear.
Wow!
I got to watch Yellowstone. I haven't watched a single episode of it yet. And apparently, it's really good.
It's very good. Yes.
Now, my favorite TV show probably of all time was Longmire. I absolutely love Longmire.
I never saw that. I think
they say it's almost kind of like. Yeah, they say it's almost kind of like Yellowstone, so I need to get in it.
I know somebody was telling me how much they loved it. It might have been Becky. It was somebody.
Yeah, it was Becky. Becky. Yeah, Becky definitely has a type of show that she likes.
Yeah.
But she does think that I am borderline obsessive with 1923. And I told her I'm not borderline anything.
Don't half-ass this.
Right. Yeah. What's y'all's favorite movie of all time?
Miracle.
Mm-hmm. Depends on the genre.
I was gonna say I've got so many I couldn't even tell you one.
I think mine hands down. I rewatch it over and over and over again. Is Saving Private Ryan.
Love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Braveheart's really good. I really like The Patriot.
Patriot's real good.
Gladiator.
Hacksaw Ridge, really good.
Like in those war movies. Sports movies, probably my favorite of all time. That's a tough one. Like I really like. I mean, God, there's so many good ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many good movies altogether. Like I'm a big fan of Rounders. I'm a big fan of Ocean's 11.
You have always been a big fan of Rounders. I remember you talking about Rounders back in the day.
Rounders is a really easy movie to just watch over and over. I don't know why. It's one of those, and I don't get tired of it. So I agree with you there.
Radio, that's a good one too.
Radio's a good one.
Remember the Titans.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Goodfellas. Like I'm a big fan of the Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2 movies.
Yeah, those are good. I've probably seen Spaceballs 45 times.
American Underdog was
great.
It had no business being as good as it was. But American Underdog was a good movie.
Necessary Roughness was incredible. Love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love the program. We Are Marshall was great. Miracle was awesome.
Yep.
Again.
Like romantic comedies, Hitch is probably my favorite romantic comedy.
That's a good
favorite chick flick.
Now, if you want to deal with rom-coms, I can do rom-coms all day. America's Sweetheart, Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, Sweet Home Alabama was filmed in my hometown, by the way.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie.
Which is not Alabama. It was filmed in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Kind of like The Proposal too.
The Proposal's fantastic. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is
Love
fantastic
that one. Kate
movie.
Hudson. That scene of Kate Hudson in the yellow dress.
Yeah.
I can't do that movie.
I'm serious. I am believe it or not, I am an aficionado of romantic comedies.
How about Just Go With It? Have you seen that one, Steve?
That is a great movie.
Okay,
fantastic.
Yeah.
That actually was a good
moments.
Adam Sandler movie. Blended is also good if you like Adam Sandler rom-coms with Drew Barrymore.
I think him and Drew Barrymore have pretty good chemistry because Wedding Singer is great. So
Wedding Singer's great. 50 First Dates, I think, is great too.
Yeah.
My favorite Adam Sandler movie is Waterboy, though.
Well,
I'm happy. I'm happy Gilmore all the way.
Or Happy Gilmore is good too.
He has some crazy good hits there for a while.
Moneyball is great.
Moneyball's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch Moneyball.
Well, by the way, Stacey says anything Margot Robbie's in. I would agree with that. What was the movie about the financial thing in 2009?
Wolf of Wall Street?
Birds of Prey.
No.
It was with Will Smith, right?
No, it was had Steve Carell and The Dark Knight. Who was in it?
Christian Bale?
Yeah, Kristen Bell was in it. And they basically just go over the housing crisis that went on in 2009. And they did that. But there was one thing where they were having to explain exactly what was going on here for real. And it was Margot Robbie in a bubble bath telling you what happened.
Well, I'm looking up Margot Robbie in a bubble bath. And I'm
of course you would.
Bombshell, maybe?
He's on the hub.
Cassidy, I do not watch scary movies. I do not import negativity into my life as a rule.
Scary movies. Okay.
The Big Short. It might be The Big Short.
The Ring.
The Big Short. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Scary. Brokeback Mountain is the name of the movie. Cassidy says favorite scary movies. I'll say this because it was the most effective scary movie. This is the scary movie that messed me up the most. The Ring.
The Ring actually did kind of me too a little bit.
Because later that evening after I watched it,
Your phone rang.
I woke up, my phone rang.
Yes.
Static was on the TV and light was pouring in from the hallway underneath my door.
What?
I was mortified.
You got Paranormal Activity. That ain't the Ring. That's Paranormal Activity.
That was bad. I was like 15 years old.
Actually, I have a story like that with scary movies, so I understand how you feel. Mine was a House on Haunted Hill because I was in a fraternity house, but it was like during the summer, nobody else was there, so I was just staying there by myself on the couch. Watched that movie real late, cut it off, tried to go to sleep, kept hearing weird noises outside because of the wind. But I finally looked outside at one point, and on our porch we had just a garbage bag that was sitting on the porch. The wind knocked it over. A can rolled out of it, rolled across the porch, kind of in an arch, came under the window right where I was sitting, and then just stood up on its end. And then I didn't sleep that night.
Oh no!
I spent the whole night just sitting on the couch. Like, oh no!
I do not do scary. I do not do scary movies now, but that may have been because when my mom was pregnant with me, she went and saw The Exorcist.
Oh my God!
Annabelle, I never
hear that
like.
in the womb.
Some of those movies are just ridiculous. Like I just can't. I can't watch them because a lot of them are just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like the real.
But The Strangers was that was not good for me.
Yeah, okay,
and that could be real. That's real life, you know.
Yeah.
Ask
Jake about the water bottle in the cemetery. Are they just going to drop all your secrets?
Oh my gosh! So, all right. So,
House of a Thousand Corpses was very creepy.
Anything with Rob Zombie is amazing. I love Rob.
Oh, it was great. It was extremely creepy.
Yeah. So I'm I don't know if y'all knew this, but I'm a paranormal investigator. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. So, yeah, my very first investigation we went on was in the cemetery, which was very bad. I should have never done that. But at one point in the night, we had a water ball thrown at us. And then when we went back to it later on in the night, we just kept it there where it landed at. And we on our walkie-talkie, you could hear "Don't touch the water bottle." Well, we thought somebody was just messing with us. So, I told the team, I said, change to channel 9 or whatever, just change channel. Well, then it went back there, went back to, we said, "Don't touch the water bottle." So then I texted them. I said, okay, if they can hear us through the walkie-talkie, I'm going to text you, go to channel 5 or whatever. Went to that channel, and then it just started like a creepy laugh, started like laughing, and it said run. So we took off running. And at that time, yeah, so, it's just weird. But,
well, okay.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Jake Thomas, and I'm a recovering paranormal investigator. Yeah.
And at that moment, you retired.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're not going to play this game anymore. Bye.
I got some cool experiences though.
Not gonna F around and find out about this one.
No,
we left that night. We left the water bottle there and everything. I don't know if it got picked up. I wouldn't have. We went back like 6 months later and had some cool stuff, but
SEC in the dark.
SEC in the dark. Yeah.
Okay, now here we go. Now we can tell some stories. That didn't quite.
Yeah.
Jake's mom's like, you didn't tell me about that.
Yes, I did.
By the way, my mom's coming down Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Is she going to join the show?
No, we're not on there Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we can be. I can clear my schedule for Saturday.
We gotta get y'all ready to go do a 1923 podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that.
You got to let me get through 1883 first. So
yeah, go ahead and do it. Get them going because we have a year. New one's not coming out till December. So if we do it during the summer, I mean, we probably can.
We can burn a couple episodes.
Yeah.
On that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Kaysen. Yes.
All right. I guess we probably need to get out of here tonight. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour and a half, so.
Whew, yeah. What a wild night.
Well, we are SEC After Dark, in the dark. We are in 1923, presented by betonline.ag. Reminding you, don't touch the water bottle. Have a great week. Have an even better weekend. Have a great Easter. And until next time, go Dogs.
And watch where you're going in the golf cart.
Roll Tide. Yes, very important.
Avoid the pond.
Yep.
And
we learned about Jake.
Next week we learn about Jeb.
So don't come next week. Got it.